Welcome. Let's talk about the Dallas Stars versus the Vegas Golden Knights series in round 3. Now, hope you appreciate this lovely t-shirt that I have here. It just came in. Is magnifique, no? Now, Vegas beat Vancouver in that series 4-3, as did Dallas beating Colorado 4-3 as well. Went right down to a nail-biter in overtime. Now, Vegas outscored Vancouver 19-14 in their series. Colorado actually outscored Dallas 29-28 by a goal. And this is becoming a common theme for Dallas because if you remember against Calgary, they were outscored 21-17. Goals for so far in this series for Vegas are 49. For Dallas, they're 53. Goals against for the Golden Knights are 35. For Dallas, for the Stars, they're 56 right now. Let's talk about special teams. Now, the power play in the playoffs for Dallas is ranked number 5, first among all active teams right now with a 28.3% success rate. For Vegas, it's ranked 9th overall, second among active teams with a 20.5% success rate. Quite a disparity there. Now, on the penalty kill, we'll get back to that, though, in a second. The penalty kill, Vegas is number 5 so far. That's best of any team left. And that's 87.8% that it's running at. Dallas is number 10, second of any team left in the playoffs, and that's running at 82.3%. Now, back to the Dallas power play for a second. I just wanted to bring up Colorado's penalty kill was running at 75%, just so you can see the difference there. Vegas is running at 87.8. Colorado's ran at 75. And Dallas' own ran at 82.3. You could point to Colorado's goaltending because their first and second goalie went down in that series. Not to mention a couple of defensemen, one of which in Eric Johnson, who's one of the key shutdown guys on that team on the penalty kill as well. So let's move on to point leaders with 15 or more points so far. Now, Vegas, as Dallas, they have 2 players each in this category. Heiskanen is second overall in the playoffs with 21 points. Holy cow! He's a +2, by the way. Gurianov is tied for 6th overall with 15 points, and he's a +1. For the Knights, Stone is tied for 6th overall. He's got 15 points. He's a 0 in the plus-minus category. Theodore is ranked, what is that? Can't read my own writing now. He's, 5th overall, tied for 5th, excuse me, and he's got 16 points, and he's a +6. So there's that. Now, goals. Players, we're talking about players with 6 or more goals in the playoffs. Both Dallas and Vegas have 3 players each. Pavelski is third, tied for 3rd with 8 goals. Ditto for Gurianov, and Radulov has 7. Then for the Knights, Stone, Tuck is tied for 3rd with 8 goals. And Stone and Theodore are tied for 5th with 6. And then just on a side note here, Ben, Heiskanen, and Pacioretty all have 5 goals, and Riley Smith has 4. Let's talk about the goaltenders. Leonard is 8-4 so far in the playoffs right now with a .918 save percentage in 12 games. Impressive. Fleury, his backup, has got an .893 in 3 games, and he's 3-0. What? How? How does he do it? He must love long swords. That's a bad joke. Sorry. Hudobin is, again, reading my writing here, is 8-5 in the playoffs with a .909 save percentage in 14 games played. So his save percentage actually went down before and that shouldn't be a surprise, against Colorado But before that series against the Avalanche, Hudobin went in with a .919 save percentage, and he's coming out with a .909. One thing to keep in mind, though, with that too, is that Vegas gets even more shots on net than Colorado does, which I want to say is like an average of 37.1 a game. Something to think about. Now, Bishop, he's 1-2 in the playoffs. I don't think we'll be seeing him again. He had a .844 save percentage in 3 games. Right now, it looks like Jake Ottinger is backing up Hudobin. Now, he hasn't played any NHL games whatsoever, but in 38 games in the AHL this season, he's had a .901 save percentage. Pretty good. He should be their goalie of the future. Now, let's get into some other stats that I've written down here, starting with points by groups. And let's start with the defense and Dallas. Dallas's D-core has 45 points in these playoffs so far. Vegas has 38 points. And then when it comes to the forward groups, Dallas has 97 points. Vegas has 92. Now, in the plus-minus category, I know some people don't give this much weight, but Dallas's defensive core together is a -11, whereas Vegas is a +23. On the forward end of things, Dallas's forward core is a -23 in these playoffs so far. Vegas's is a +23. Where do I see the X factor in here? For Dallas, it's obviously got to be Heiskanen. He's got like almost half the points of the entire defensive core to himself with 21. And he's also playing just a hair under 26 minutes a game. I know overtimes have something to do with that, but still, that's pretty amazing. And the kid's like, what is he, like 20, 21 years old? That's insane. He's going to be a star for a very long time. Norris Trophy talk, I'm sure, will be coming up in the coming years. Now, the X factor for Vegas, the goaltending, right? Robin Leonard. His numbers have been improving quite a degree. Now, before the start of round 2, Leonard had a save percentage of .904 going into that. And I know you can't compare, Vancouver to Colorado in terms of the offensive power you're facing, but Vancouver can also score. Remember, their power play was way up there as well. But Leonard shut them out 3 times in that series. That was remarkable. And yeah, I have to mention Demko because he was so great in that series towards the end there too. But we're talking about Leonard here and being the X factor. I think he'll be huge for them. So, who do I think is going to win this one? This is, you could just okay, pick one, really? And just, it could be either one of these guys. I mean, the series is going to go 6-7 games for sure, probably, right? I'm not sure it'll be as high scoring as the Dallas series. Dallas probably has to rely more on their offense now that their goaltending is taking a bit of a hit. But maybe that changes, in this one. Vegas has a really great two-way game that they have going on. Dallas's offense is kind of awakening, though. I think I changed my mind at least a few times before I started the record button on this one. I'm going to go with Vegas, but really it could just as easily be Dallas. Don't be angry, Star fans! Either one of these two can go in. For those of you who jumped towards the end of the video, who do I think is going to win this series? I got to give it to Dallas. They're gonna sweep this in 4 games, no questions asked. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out, which will probably be about me predicting the Eastern Conference series in round 3 between Tampa Bay and either Philly or the Islanders. That game is happening in a couple of hours of the recording of this video. Thanks again. Please be kind to each other out there, and I'll see you soon.